Trevor Phillips is the kind of guy that'll casually waterboard you on a Tuesday afternoon. He is easily the most psychotic character to ever exist in the GTA franchise and can also easily mow down 154 people without breaking a sweat, literally. So join me as we go through Trevor's insane rap sheet from the slightly illegal to the very, very, very illegal. And maybe we can figure out how on earth he gets that insane kill count. Starting from the top, we have the big-time bank robbery mission that kicks off the game.
Get down there! All right, everybody pays attention. No one gets hurt. Open the door!
In case you haven't figured it out, Trevor's the one in the green jacket threatening the poor old security guard. You want to know how I know that for certain?
Finally! Don't do anything!
Yep, that's Trevor, all right. The madman with a penchant for unsolicited violence. Obviously, introducing the guard to the butt of his gun wasn't bad enough. They're here to rob a bank, and that means setting a bomb on the bank safe door. Well, as far as bank heists go, things were progressing pretty smoothly. The hostages were all huddled in the closet, no one was trying to be a hero, and the stacks of cash in the vault were just enough to fill up their duffel bags.
There's enough here for us all to enjoy.
Unfortunately, someone decided rescuing currency was a good idea. This unnecessarily brave guard showed up out of nowhere as they were trying to leave. Bad idea.
Give it up! I got him! He's crazy! I'll try to make this pain.
I don't know what made the guard think a standoff between him and a robber armed with an automatic rifle would go well, much less why he thought he'd get away with seeing their faces. And that wasn't all the killing Trevor got into, because shortly after they got out of the bank, they ran into a bunch of cops. An obstacle for most people, open season for Trevor.
Get out of the way! Wrong profession! We keep going forward!
So after mowing down 13 cops, Trevor and his crew got in their getaway car and got chased down by even more cops. Naturally, it wasn't much of an effort dispatching them. Get it? Police dispatch.
Go, 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 go!
Anyway, the crew managed to get rid of the cops on their tail without necessarily killing them, so I guess that's like 2 fewer murder charges. Not that it'd do them much good at this point, but anyway. Eventually, they get to their evac spot, and surprise, surprise, more cops. With snipers this time.
I'm back. The bad! Someone must have talked! Alright, Brad's gonna be fine. We gotta get the out of here. I'm hit!
Say what you want about Trevor being a terrible person, but the one good quality he has going for him is his loyalty. Seeing his guys being gunned down is enough to send him into a vengeful murdering spree.
Die, all of you! Killing me!
Even after gunning down 10 more cops in typical GTA fashion, there was no end to the backup, so Trevor decided to split, but not without taking some poor broad hostage.
Stay back! You come near me! She's dead! Stay back! Go! Go!
And with that, he was gone like the wind. With about 5 counts of false imprisonment gone for 8 years in jail each, a count of assault for a year and $1,000 fine, a count of malicious explosion for 9 years, 2 counts of attempted murder for 9 years each, a count of robbery for 9 years and $10,000, and 24 counts of murder for 25 years each. 9 years later, after their botched bank heist ended with Trevor being the supposed lone survivor on the run, he finds out that one of his former deceased crew members was actually alive. So he sets out to confirm his suspicions, but first he had to deal with the angry boyfriend of some girl he just banged.
I'm a girl, man. It's wrong.
Well, I gotta someone. You want me to instead? Is that the problem here? Take off your pants, cowboy, all right? Let's
What a way to turn things around. Too bad the bereaved boyfriend didn't find it funny. And no matter how sucky Trevor's jokes are, you're gonna want to laugh, or else.
Who the are you speaking to? Who? I'm talking to you!
Ooh, what an awful way to go. And over love, too. Anyway, killing the guy had consequences, seeing as how he was part of a biker gang, and those guys are always big on revenge and all that. So Trevor does the only reasonable thing he can. He exterminates the entire gang, raising his total kill count to 42.
right up! Step right up! Hey, friends, to offer a way out! Like club! We got a man! Understand your pain? Come out and avenge your fallen comrade!
It took killing about 17 gang members for Trevor to realize that he stands to benefit more by taking over all the local gangs' businesses, and the fastest way to do that is to kill the ones at the top. Case in point.
Are out of business. The Lost MC are out of business. The guns and crank in this area go through Trevor Phillips Enterprise.
I thought you was crazy, man, not stupid.
Turns out taking care of meth and gun dealings in the area was more work than Trevor was expecting. He had to start out by taking on more leadership roles like managing meth labs, stopping random bar fights. Then there's the hassle of meeting new prospective clients looking to invest in his meth business and protecting said clients from bitter gang members out for revenge. And you know what they say about revenge? It just goes on and oiny noiny no. Sorry. Until you can't even remember who started it in the first place. Not this one though, Trevor did. Trevor started it. And he sure wasn't gonna let them end it. As payback, he decides to crash a shady gun trade that was going down an airstrip.
Load it up with crates, Trevor, just like you said.
Rest of the guns must be on the plane down the end of the runway.
In the process, he figured he'd steal a couple of planes that had the guns in them and do the trade-off himself. And of course, kill anyone that got in his way.
Let's go! Get me to that plane!
Ain't it time to use that bomb?
Nothing wrong with that! Vamos, go!
And then there was this overzealous guy, probably looking to climb the ranks in the gang or something.
Suppose there's room for a passenger?
Pull up! We gotta get off this runway. There's a biker on your wing.
I am aware of this.
Well, you gotta get him off. Do a roll or something.
I'll do my best to oblige you.
Fingers crossed the poor guy landed in a lake or something, but I sincerely doubt it. At this point, you'd think maybe Trev's done with building his criminal empire and finally go face the suspicions of his buddy Michael rising from the dead. But no, running a criminal enterprise ain't easy, mostly because of all the competition, typically armed and very dangerous competition. Naturally, there are a couple of ways to go about dealing with business competitors, beating them out of the market the legal way with business savvy skills, or beating them out of the market.
You got you inbred freaks. I don't know how. Larry's been hit. Someone He's in the lab.
Pay attention, guys. Killing the competition, literally, in any business endeavor may be effective, but only in the short run. You're gonna want to make sure they remain out of business.
Come on.
And that, my friends, is Crime Boss 101. If you're not walking away from the enemy's base going up in flames while looking like a total badass, then you're not doing it right. And all it takes is just a year behind bars and $1,000 for assault, 8 years for arson, 40 years for 2 counts of plane hijacking, and 1,125 years for 45 counts of murder. A small price to pay, really, to build your own crime syndicate, eh? So with business now running smoothly, Trevor had time to focus on the whole Michael being back from the dead thing, except his lackey wasn't really doing a good job tracking Michael down.
I've been trying.
I know.
Don't know what that guy was thinking. Like, have you not met the deranged psycho before? Turns out the lackey did find a Michael, one with a different last name, but a suspiciously similar named wife and kids as the Michael Trevor once knew. And this was how Trevor commended his efforts.
Come on, come here. Don't you ever not tell me things I want to know.
See? Total psycho. Next stop, Los Santos, to visit a dear old friend. But not without one last murder spree for old time's sake. You know how Trev just loves his murder sprees. know, it wouldn't be far-fetched to say that Trevor single-handedly wiped out over 80% of gang members in that town, dropping the crime rate drastically. That's far more than the Los Santos police could ever do. I mean, except of course he did take over the crime businesses, but a win's a win. Anyway, he was ready to finally meet his old pal Michael, and boy, did he make an entrance.
Somebody say yoga?
Trevor?
Michael.
Hey. It's good to see you, man.
Yeah, I bet it is. Of course, I'm not the one that's been resurrected.
Awkward. Before things get any more tense, the issue of Michael's daughter slut-shaming herself on a TV show audition came up, and Trevor came up with the great idea to burst in there and put an end to such shenanigans, and for good reason too, because I can't even describe what this is. Trash TV these days seems to be getting trashier by the minute. And for once, I was in support of the Trevor approach.
Come here, you little.
Nothing like banging someone over the head with a chair to protect a girl's chastity. Too bad it wasn't the pervy producer. But his comeuppance was coming, and Trevor was gonna make sure of it. Even if it meant hijacking a trailer truck and chasing the producer through the streets of Los Santos.
Let's get that prick.
He went left.
Now, we can be certain that Trev must have probably violated all traffic laws known to man in pursuit of the pervy producer. But what he did when they finally caught him was completely unexpected.
I want you to dance sexy, celebrity.
I mean, I need music or...
Are you trying to annoy me, huh?
I'll dance.
Good. All right, now drop it like it's hot, all right? I want to see you get nice and low. Come on, lower.
Well, I mean, that's definitely something Trevor would do. Guess I was just expecting some form of brutality, not like he hasn't done worse for trivial reasons. Getting to go on a quick adventure to rescue a friend's daughter and publicly shaming a pervert was Trevor's way of letting bygones be bygones between him and Michael. So far, it only took about 3 counts of assault for 3 years and $3,000, 5 counts of malicious explosions for 45 years, 5 counts of murder for 125 years, and a count of carjacking for 9 years and $10,000. Have you noticed yet that we have to format this video differently from our other videos because Trevor has just committed that many crimes? Dude's doing his own thing, and I can hardly keep track of everything. With the water back under the bridge for Trevor and Michael, Trevor finds out that his old pal is hiding under witness protection, but not all the details as to why. That little tidbit of info would eventually bite Trev in the ass. They ended up having to do shady work for the Federal Bureau of Investigation, like rescuing some guy with intel from some classified place.
Look around while I'm out there. I'll climb back up this rope and strangle you with it.
Save me. Hey. No, huh? No.
Hey, I said easy. Oh, come on, give the guy a break.
Seems pretty kidnappy to be called a rescue, but hey, they were working for the government, so I bet there's some sort of implied immunity somewhere. Besides that, though, Trevor got around to doing his own thing, which by no means was being a civil and responsible citizen, like dragging his landlord off on his personal mission to steal some shipping manifest from the docks. And in case you didn't realize, the guy getting his ass kicked is Trevor's landlord, while the other guy makes way with a briefcase. Teamwork at its finest. Turns out the shipping manifest they stole contained info on some super duper military tech that Trevor also wanted to steal. But such a mission requires time to plan out. In the meantime, he had to mingle with some new friends in town, and by friends, I mean Franklin, Michael's new crime protege. And by mingle, I mean tagging along on a drug deal.
My throat getting numb already.
So we good, right?
Dang, must be some real good stuff. Almost too good, actually. If you've seen as many drug deals in movies as I have, you must certainly know that they never go as planned.
Hey, give me the back! Whoa.
What the
Did we ask for a key or a down?
Now, I'm no drug expert, but I sure as hell know that a brick of coke ain't supposed to break apart like an actual brick.
You can't hustle a hustler.
There we go. Now that's how you drug deal, with a good old-fashioned shootout. And what do you know? Trevor just hit 77 on the kill count. Knowing him, there's definitely more to come. You know, after all is shot and done, it was kind of ironic how Trevor and co. didn't go back to finish off the guy who tried to stiff them up. It's a crazy thought, but I suppose Trevor was slowly becoming a better person.
Well, you ain't gonna be chewing steak anytime soon.
Okay, so maybe saying he was becoming a better person was a bit of a stretch. How about a less terrible person?
Like a man.
Alright, never mind, I tried. There's really no change in this dude. Dude's a maniac to the core. As for the guy being tortured, do you remember the man Trev and Michael rescued with the helicopter? Yeah, that's him. Why is he being tortured? Apparently, he had some intel the FIB needed, and since they themselves couldn't touch the poor guy, they left it to the professional maniac.
Oh, say this. Oh.
Ah, waterboarding. A classic, really. They're really pulling out all the stops for a guy who supposedly works in an audio-visual tech store.
Mr. K.
Oh, the titty shocker, ouch. And what do you know, it actually did the trick. The poor guy sang like a bird. Then there was the issue of cleaning up the mess.
Ball game to get to, so Trevor, if you take care of Mr. K, I think we're all set.
What the do you want me to do with him?
I would say he's outlived his usefulness.
Oh, come on, please.
Shut up.
That's a sport.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add one more to the count of murder to Trevor's rap sheet. Not like he'd do anything crazy like missing out on the chance to off someone.
Run. You're free.
Wow. Just wow, I stand corrected. Apparently, Trevor hates being told what to do more than killing some random spy. Maybe he's not as crazy as people think he is.
These hookers and sticking up joints, huh? You call me mad? Compared to you, I'm the sanest motherfucker I know. Yeah, sane.
Okay.
I am so sane that I should open a mental health clinic.
Okay.
Still doesn't make the whole torture thing go away, though. Not to mention the count of petty theft for 6 months of jail time and $1,000, a count of drug trafficking for 9 years and $20K, a count of torture for 25 years, and 3 counts of murder for 75 years. So far, it's been one hell of a doozy, and Trevor already seems to have piled up sentences that last him at least several lifetimes. Think I'm kidding? With every crime he's committed so far, he's looking at 2,142 years and 6 months behind bars, and a whopping $46,000 fine. Not a great start, that's for sure. And it only gets worse from here. So the whole torture thing with the FIB had left a sour taste in Trevor's mouth, so he decided to treat his palate to some new crimes, particularly heists. Remember those manifests he stole from some time ago? Well, in order to get his hands on that super duper secret weapon the military had dropped somewhere in the ocean, he needed a submarine. Of course, I need not mention that the mini submarine was obviously stolen. Only Trev would pull off such a stunt in broad daylight and get away with it so easily. With the sub in possession, then came the actual heist. Franklin would pilot a freight helicopter towing the sub to the ocean, Trev would be manning the sub ready to nab the secret weapon after the drop-off, and Michael would be providing cover fire from the back of the copter.
This looks like it, right there. It's bolted to the seafloor. I'm securing it. Copper coming from the right. Hold steady, here we go. Look out, there's more.
All's well that ends well, they say. Except they didn't just steal some random secret weapon the military couldn't care about. They stole a freaking nuke. And what's more, Trevor was planning on selling it to the Chinese. I'm pretty sure that counts as conspiracy to commit treason.
That thing doesn't go back, then we will all end up on every watch list in the entire planet.
Watch list? So what?
So they don't watch, they kill. Idiot, we'll all be dead within a week.
Thankfully, Trevor listened to reason, albeit begrudgingly, and let the others return the nuke. But doing so only left the heist itch unscratched, so it was no surprise that a few days later the gang was out planning another one.
Let's do this. Let's go.
Hey, at least they're having fun with it. So the plan was simple. Franklin and Michael would ram an armored cash truck into an alley, blow it open, and swipe the cash, while Trevor kept a lookout from up high. So far, so good. Everything was going according to plan, that is until the police showed up. Dang cops, always ruining fun things. Thankfully, Trevor was there to take care of the wet blankets. When the cops figured out that they couldn't ruin the gang's party with just sheer numbers and snipers, they decided to send in air support. But you know what? Trev stood on business. And that marked the end of another successful heist, one where they actually get to keep the proceeds. But cash wasn't the only thing Trevor and his crew loved to steal. They also stole cars too, and you wouldn't believe their costumes this time.
The car there, homeboy. I'll deal with you later.
Yeah, you too.
You know how fast you were going?
Gee, I don't know, officer. I try to keep it under the limit.
Police officers. Can you imagine? I mean, Michael, sure, he could pull off a convincing cop. Trevor, on the other hand, just got sleazebag written all over him.
Yes, it is. Get on. Come on. Hands on the car. Let's go. Come on.
Get out of the car.
Hey!
Hey, hey, hey.
What are you doing? Fucking car.
All right, we got to make sure.
Get out of the car, you pint-sized prick!
You little.
See what I mean? It's bad enough that they were already going to steal their cars, but did he have to cup a feel? Good heavens, man.
Get out of here. Gone.
And there goes Los Santos' finest, making off with the civilians' vehicles. The crew's heisting spree grabs the attention of a powerful mob boss looking to hire them for their skills, and the asset...
I have a man watching at the airport. We'll let you know, and when he flies by, shoot him down and get the files back.
Man, what's the pay? Huh?
Sounds easy enough. Shoot down the engines of a plane taking off and recover some files from the crash. What could go wrong? So nothing did go wrong. That's kind of odd, especially with Trevor in the mix. I guess Michael's sanity is rubbing off on him. Enough so for Michael to actually trust them to go to return the files to their client by himself.
He kind of got a little angry, so I admit, I kind of got a little angry.
Did you kill him?
What kind of animal do you take me for? No, I didn't kill him, but I did kidnap his wife.
Oh, no! Oh, the did you do?
I just...
Yeah, because kidnapping a dangerously powerful man's wife is much better than killing him, which I guess legally is true, but powerful men like that tend to rely on their own personal and more often cruel justice system. So yeah, they were screwed big time, and thanks to that, they had to lay low back at Trevor's old town where he got himself into yet another heist.
Those assholes.
Big cache of weapons they got coming in. So I thought you might want to, requisition it.
Fantastic.
Thankfully, this one wasn't as convoluted as the others, just your everyday mid-air heist. Yeah, just steal a large cache of weapons from a cargo plane that's already in the air. No biggie.
Oh my good God.
Only Trevor would come up with such a crazy plan and an even crazier entrance, which begs the question, why didn't the bad guys just shut the hangar door when they saw him coming in hot?
He got a cop sitting in the...
Well, after shooting his way through 10 guards, including the pilot, Trev took control of the plane and was headed back home. But he didn't account for military jets blasting his ass out of the sky.
Fox 2, Eagle 2, Fox 2.
I'm here.
On the bright side, Trevor survived the crash. On the downside, he survived the crash. Also, thousands or even millions of dollars worth of weapons were now in a crashed plane under the sea. To be fair, it was a much needed wake-up call to ease up on all the heisting, at least for a while. After all, he was already packing 6 years and $10,000 for grand theft, 8 years and another $10,000 for kidnapping the mob boss's wife, 9 years and another $10,000 for a count of robbery, 5 years for conspiracy to commit treason, 450 years for the 18 counts of murder, 20 years for hijacking a plane, 6 months and $1,000 for petty theft, 9 years and another $10,000 for carjacking, and an extra year and $2,000 for impersonating a police officer. Oh, also another year and $2,000 for battery. Brother making me work too hard. With the heisting business not going so well lately, plus Trev and Michael being wanted by the mob boss, things were not looking so well for the duo, leaving them with no other option than to take up another mission from the FIB, fighting terrorism. Super crazy, I know, but in order to pull it off, they needed to source the funds for the mission themselves, so, yeah, you guessed it, another fracking heist.
We want a few minutes of your time. Get down!
You getting off on this, little man? Today's going one of two ways, friends.
What can I say? You can never go wrong with a good old-fashioned bank robbery, or so I hear. Just ignore how the game started. And of course, just like the last time, the cops who come to do what they do best, spoiled the party.
This alarm guy?
Not if I get to him first.
Yeah.
Stay back! We got hostages!
But Trev and the gang were more than ready for them. Actually, that was quite the understatement. They're ready to ruin some fucking lives.
Face the music.
Galaguba, that pretty much sums up the unholy amount of havoc the trio were about to unleash upon the police force. In all that onslaught, Trevor alone must have blasted through at least 30 cops, bringing his current total kill count to 125. Things went way out of hand, way too quickly, that even the military had to get involved, and boy oh boy did they bring in some really big guns.
Sounds like a plan. King, your guy's good. Hey, I thought I was paying.
A tank. They brought in a Peter Griffin tank to deal with a bank robbery gone wild. Funnily enough, Trevor and co were able to shoot their way out of the chaotic mess and made a narrow escape anyway.
Get on.
The devil's luck, I tell you, the devil's luck. That's gotta be the only thing keeping them alive. Anyway, since they were already heisting yet again, Trevor and Michael figured they could hit a huge score, one big enough to settle their debt with the mob boss who was still out to get them.
Mike, oh yeah, another thing for your shopping list. We'll need some bombs.
Okay, I'll pick them up when I'm back at the trailer.
Back in the trailer, where are...
This time, the mark was in a container aboard a moving freight train. I guess we're back to over-the-top risky jobs again. I can already imagine how Trevor would get aboard the train. Okay, so we kind of saw that one coming. The much more important question is, how would he get into the container?
Howdy. There's a new conductor on this train.
I guess hijacking the train would certainly make it easier to rob, so what's the next play? Break into the container and toss the goods over to the water for Michael to pick up?
Because it's about to start raining fire.
I forgot this is Trevor we're talking about. Of course he would pull off something completely out of whack like this. I mean, crashing and derailing two fracking trains just for one container, talk about overkill. But hey, it's all about the results, right? And what about the conductor he knocked out? I doubt he somehow survived that crash. Either way, Trev had more pressing things to worry about, like the trigger-happy goons they were trying to steal from.
Spending more time giving status reports than looking.
We can't hang around here. Let's move it.
I ain't found nothing good yet.
Always a wonder to see how easily Trevor guns down his victims without the slightest bit of care. 19 this time by my count. Then again, it was either him and Michael or them, so yeah. So another day, another successful, crazy job, and even better, the mob boss was no longer a problem for them to worry about.
Then we will make a great effort to avoid one another. That's perfect. Thank Michael for the statue. It is exquisite. Yeah, I will.
Also, since they had enough funds, they could finally proceed with the FIB mission, which involved stealing some deadly neurotoxin from a secret research lab. Thankfully, Trevor played a very minimal role this time. There was no telling how badly he could have messed things up otherwise. Still, that nabs him an extra charge for grand theft, making it 2 counts for 12 years and 20 grand, 50 counts of murder for 1,250 years, a count of robbery for 9 years and 10 grand, and for vandalizing the train, 3 years and 10 grand. Now, at long last, Trevor and the others' dealings with the FIB had come to a close, and they were free to go on their merry own ways, in a manner of speaking. But the Jolly crew figured they'd pull off one last score, the biggest of them all, to go out with a blast, hitting the Union Depository. Well, the plans for that were being set up. Trev had other things to take care of, like finding new accommodations, especially after what happened to his last one.
I don't need this crap!
Yes!
There. You made me swear.
Now, what happens next is pretty much anyone's guess. The only thing we know for sure is that only one person made it out of that apartment alive.
Oh, hey there, Trevor.
You know, I think this might be the first time I've ever seen Trevor without that usual gusto he's known, especially after a fight. It makes you wonder what actually went down in there. Anyway, Trevor needed a new place to stay, so he figured a strip club would be a nice change of pace, because regular apartments are just so overrated, right?
To the right.
Thank you.
All right, so maybe I can see how such a fine establishment could actually be an improvement for him. Who'd have thunk it?
Amigo, prepare to meet your new partner.
And that, my friends, is how Trev scored new housing arrangements and a profitable business as well. And if you're wondering about the previous owner or supposed partner, don't bother, he's dead. Don't believe me, see for yourself.
Our masterpiece. So, gentlemen, let's do our civic duty and get out there and find some gainful employment. This way. Let's go. Big one.
After dealing with that hassle, Trevor eventually figures out that the first job that went down 10 years ago was a setup. Michael had made a deal with the FIB to get Trevor shot, their old pal Brad in prison, and Michael a new identity for him and his family. But things went sideways when Brad got shot instead of Trevor, allowing the latter to escape. And the only way Trevor could prove this for sure was by committing a heinous act. I know Trevor's done a lot, and yeah, I mean a lot, of illegal stuff, but desecrating a grave just feels like a whole new level of low. But he did find the proof he was looking for. Brad, who he thought was in prison, was buried in Michael's grave.
I got more to lose than you. Never a truer word has been spoken, brother. Now pull the trigger.
We all knew it was going to come down to this at some point, but before any of them could take a shot, some of Trev's old enemies came crashing the party. Trevor managed to escape, but Michael was captured in the crossfire. It took some convincing from Franklin to get Trev to agree to a rescue mission, but not without a whole lot of psychotic breaks, case in point.
What was that?
What?
What was that?
Nothing.
Ah! Asshole! Everybody! Assholes!
Yeah, definitely crazy. You want to know what's even crazier, though? After all that, he didn't even bother to join Franklin on the rescue mission. However, he was happy to see Michael back safe and sound, mostly because he needed him for their final job, but happy nonetheless. It only takes several millions worth of gold to forgive a backstabbing friend.
All right, I'm gonna meet my guy at the bank. Gold ain't ours yet, but we are this close.
Get the crew. Let's go. Let's go.
As far as heists go for this crew, this was the most subtle of them all. Trevor and the boys would disguise themselves as Union depth guards and hijack a couple of armored trucks on the way to pick up gold from the depository.
Out! Out! Come on! Get out of the vehicle! Get out of the vehicle! Let's go!
Move your ass! You do not want to die for this.
Check! Next, they try to play it cool and make their way to the gold cash in the depository safe without tipping off security.
There is a lot of gold in here.
We're just holding on to it for the Chinese.
Now, you ever want to keep it in the United States?
Sure, take what you can carry.
A check! Then they'd secure the gold in the trucks and make it to their secure location without bumping into any cops on the way.
Hustle up! You guys, redistribute the weight.
Check and check. Now all that was left to do was pack up the gold and split. But things never seem to go their way, does it?
Oh, Merriweather!
This mercenary mother.
You, keep loading. We'll deal with this.
Well, you know what they say. It ain't a proper heist until there's an unhealthy amount of hardcore gun violence. And with over 200 million worth of gold at stake here, Trevor would have rather died than let any of those frickers near it. And there was no way on earth that someone with a 145 kill count would die that easily.
It's a good thing we paid the 10 people to get on.
After taking care of the unwanted guests, Trevor and the others zoomed off into the streets, each lugging a huge chunk of gold in their trunk. Yet, they were able to pull off sick driving skills that make the guys from Fast and Furious seem like chumps.
You're on me. Hey, look out! Another shoe off the road. Cutting through the construction yard. Hey, the rollers is on. don't see the vehicles. Okay, seal the tunnel and get a ground team in there stat.
You gotta admit, that was some pretty nifty getaway there. And thanks to that, the city of Los Santos got a few new multi-millionaires, and they say crime don't pay. All Trev risked was just 10 counts of murder for about 250 years, 1 year in jail for desecrating a grave, 1 year and $1,000 for assault, 18 years and $20,000 for 2 counts of carjacking, 6 years in jail and 10 grand for grand theft, and 3 years plus another 10 grand for displaying a fake ID. However, with newfound and ill-gotten riches come new responsibilities to deal with. I'm talking about tying up loose ends. Basic crime 101.
Hey man, the way I see it, we only just begun to clean this up. We got a lot of old friends I think need to be re-educated.
A lot of friends. I mean, things could get really messy.
No, we just gotta silence a few noisy people.
Couldn't have agreed more. For starters, there was that one dopehead that set up Trevor and Franklin with that bad drug deal that almost got them killed. Michael opted to take care of it.
Trying to break the order of things.
Props to the way he went prison style and shanked the guy instead of using a gun. Respect. Next on the list was the guy in charge of the triad that got Michael captured that one time. Franklin got that covered.
He's leaving the Beast Club. I'ma do it now.
Nice. A plus for quick results and effectiveness. And then there was that annoying guy from the FIB who was always giving orders. Since Trev never liked working for the dude, he felt it right to end it himself.
Los Santos. A city of saints. A city of sinners. And nothing in between but the FIB.
It seems like Trevor is enjoying this more than I am.
A city of celluloid. A city of scumbags.
Oh my God! Guy, what's his name? He shot him!
I don't know what's more ironic, getting killed by the guy he wanted to kill earlier or getting killed on camera while gloating about the FIB being the shield against crime. Either way, it was fantastic. And lastly, we got the fricker that used Trevor's crew for odd jobs here and there and still tried to have them killed multiple times, but his comeuppance was going to be more than a simple assassination. Uh-oh.
We gotta come!
He got Menendez!
Thompson! I'm a walking combat situation, assholes! Just put down half your outfit back in town. You're gonna die!
First, Trevor puts the fear of God in the poor guy by storming his mansion and gunning down all his guards one by one. Then, after he's properly terrified and defenseless, Trev kidnaps him, stuffs him in the trunk of a car, and takes him back to the crew for some team bonding exercise. And that's a wrap. Or a fall, to be precise. The point is, all those loose ends have been tied up now. Trevor and the gang were finally free to kick back and enjoy the good life. Granted, hushing up all those guys would have netted him 6 years behind bars for burglary, 1 year and $1,000 for assault, 8 years and $10,000 for kidnapping, and 225 years for 9 counts of murder. But it's been one crazy adventure or the other for Trevor, and in the process, he's racked up a lot of criminal charges. I'm talking assault, petty theft, armed robbery, murder, mass murder, even torture, and fracking treason to mention a few. Are we exactly surprised that he's got a total kill count of 154? All of which stacked together puts him behind bars for a staggering 4,445 years and $183,000 in fines. I'd say lock him up for good, throw away the key, but knowing Trevor, he'd just take over the prison and rule the inmates of the crazy Iron Fist. Break out a day later. Believe it or not, though, there are even crazier characters out there with even longer rap sheets. Click the link on screen and find out which one is even more despicable. Thanks for watching.